I tell you what, this is not my favorite episode of our podcast so far because we're talking about playing it safe. I don't like playing it safe. No, I go for the par fives. I go after back pins and tuck pins. You see me play. You know, we fire it up.
Stay aggressive.
You got to, but I don't know if staying aggressive is the wave right now, though, Shy.
Not with this topic. Obviously, we're still dealing with COVID-19. Is it COVID-19?
I think it's 20 now. Damn, it grew up since we've been dealing with it. It's like
it's
maybe 21 now. I think it's an adult.
And evolved, yeah.
Yeah, it's an adult now. It's COVID 21.
Now golf courses are open. So people are out, they're playing, and hopefully they are playing it safe.
I just want more country clubs to go ahead and relax those guest policies so I can get back out to playing on some slick greens. You know, that's probably the worst part about being the traveling nomad golfer is you no longer can go play with your friends who do have access to country clubs. So I'm a little upset about it. But one thing that we all need to take into consideration is no one is worrying about your safety, and you need to worry about your own safety, even if we are on the golf course. We all love to play some G, get out and let it fly. But at this time, when we are on these courses, Shy, we got to look out for our own well-being.
Yeah, most definitely. Because as golfers, we're already lucky that we can continue to play our sport. We're one of the few hobbies, sports, athletes who can do what we love still. You know, golf courses are open, and golf is that one sport that you can social distance and still enjoy. So as long as people are sticking to these key tips that we're about to give you, you can do it safely and hopefully don't ruin it for everybody else and have all the courses shut down because you want to be, you know, high-fiving and hugging everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You make a par putt and want to give somebody a high five. Chill out.
Yeah. So, you know, with everything now opening up, obviously there are a lot of tips within the golf world that have been out and around of how we can do this. So we're going to just go through and, you know, what works for us, what do we like, what have we done on the golf course?
I think it has to be broken up by like sections, right? Because it's not always about playing the game. You know, you have to arrive, you have to check in, you have to get to your cart, warm up, and then you get to the golf course. So there's some things that we got to look out for as we're getting to the actual first tee, because I'm not a doctor, I don't claim to be, but I feel like it's when you get to the course when you're your most safe.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, I think the biggest thing that people have to remember, which can be a good guideline as you go into the golf course, is the 6 feet, you know, guideline of keep your distance from people. You're not going to go to the bag drop. You're probably not going to go into the pro shop. I know a lot of courses have adjusted both of those things to where they're either closed or they have moved it to outside to a very secluded, you know,
I
6
feel like
feet,
if you can
no
smell
touch.
someone's breath, you too close.
Well, I think that's a general rule.
I'm just saying in life.
In
right.
all life.
Like if I'm 6 feet away, I shouldn't be able to smell no halitosis. That's all I'm saying. Like I want to be able to be breath free from everybody. And for my own sake, 'cause every time and so often I might get a little hot mouth. So I don't want people to be in my space. So 6 feet, we're going to adhere to that. That's gospel.
6 feet, definitely. And I think the part that we most interact with people on the golf course is, like you said, when we get there, you're exchanging money, you know, you're checking in, you're giving your golf clubs. So just, that's
so
number one.
Thing, that's number one. All right, number two, masks. I'm not a fan of wearing a mask. And I live in Arizona where it's not a mandate where you have to wear a mask unless it changed the day. No,
depending on the store. Some stores have their own rules.
Yes, depending on stores, you know. Like you can't go to Costco without a mask, for example.
Right.
I don't want to wear a mask. Like let's just be
selfish.
honest.
You're putting everybody else in danger, Doug.
Of danger of what? Me being healthy? I've been in quarantine. You're not getting nothing from me.
Putting your hot breath on them and spreading.
How you know my breath was hot, Shy? Were you close? No proof.
Nah, it came out 6 feet distance.
Exactly. See, if people do that, the breath is avoided in the look. I know people are going to have their different attitudes. You know, I've got my bias here. I don't want to play golf in a mask. I want things to be, quote, normal. We will never see normal again. That's a fact. We are in a new norm where everything is evolving and changing daily. But I do agree that if there is a time to wear a mask, it should be when you are in like the pro shop or interacting with the outside staff, you know, so that you can, you know, be safe and they're safe from this, you know, coronaness.
No, I agree. And I think Just in general, wearing a mask takes adjustment. And I'll be honest, when I'm at the golf course, I'm normally, by myself. So I have not been wearing a mask at the golf course, but I do always take, which can be another tip, I do always obviously have my hand sanitizer and my wet wipes, because as everybody knows, there's a lot of metal and plastic and hard surfaces on the golf course. So if you can take those with you, you at least are handy with having it on, on deck. You can wipe down your cart, your clubs, don't touch the pin. But I think just having little things like that, your mask and wipes, is definitely helpful.
With all the places that I do have to wear a mask, because I am a Costco shopper, frequenter. I love that damn store. I don't know why. It's like Disneyland for adults. I wear my mask when I go there. I adhere to those policies. It's just, I need one place that's not home where I can just be free. Like, let this mask off, as Future said, Yeah. And I feel like that's the golf course. Now, again, I don't want people to misinterpret what I'm saying. I will wear a mask through the check-in process and dealing with the outside staff. I don't want to wear a mask while I'm swinging the club and I'm on the golf course. And I don't think I'm wrong. I feel like outside I should be safe.
So, an interesting fact, Doug, you are not in the minority with this. We took a poll.
It's about time. It's about time I'm not in the minority.
How does it feel?
It feels, it's a different feeling. I do feel included finally. I don't feel like an outlier, an outcast, but to just drop the minority tag for just one concept.
You are in the majority here. We took a poll. We took a poll on Instagram at Birdies Not BS. You should follow us if you don't already. So we asked our followers who is wearing a mask on the golf course, and actually 79% said they are not wearing masks on the golf course, while 21% of you all said you are. So it is good to see that people are, still being safe and wearing masks, but hopefully of those 79%, like you, Doug, if you're not wearing a mask, get your sanitizer ready, your wet wipes, and don't touch me, please.
I feel like that 29% must be playing golf in California. 21%. Yeah, I can't do math. 21% of the people that do listen to our podcast live in California, because you can't do nothing in California without a mask. You got to go to the mailbox with a mask on.
You go to sleep with a mask on.
You have to. They are not listening to Future right now. That is not happening.
Yes.
They got mask on.
Yes, all day.
I think that's something that listeners just need to know in general, right? I think people need to understand, just because we're allowed to go back and it's not taboo to be at work or be on the golf course or be in public and be at restaurants, we're not exempt from still being able to contract this disease. It's still there. It's still looming over. People have still died. It's not fake. It's real as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the misconceptions that's out there. That's, I don't want to leak into our sport. I want to keep golf as safe as possible. Not saying I don't want basketball or football or baseball or, to be unsafe. But I do need people to understand, like, this shit is real. Like, people have lost their lives due to this COVID-19 pandemic. And, we are putting ourselves at somewhat of a risk while we're out there. Just because the president and whomever else says you can go back to trying to be whoever it is you were before doesn't necessarily mean that we're all in a safe place.
Right.
And I think we need, it's the little things that we have to do, right? We got to make sure that we're sanitizing and washing our hands consistently and being mindful of others. I think that's one thing too, Sha. The fact that people haven't been so mindful of others with the spread of a contagious infectious disease.
Mm-hmm. I mean, people are selfish. So what do you expect?
I mean, we are selfish. I mean, isn't that
we're a selfish society.
Isn't that American/selfish? I think that's a thing. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
But yeah, no, this thing, you can pick it up. So, our part right now is just making sure when you're playing this game that we love and we care about, making sure that you're being as safe as you can possibly be.
Right. And obviously golf is not a contact sport. You're not, playing in close distance with people. But one area where you do interact with your playing partners or people at the golf course is, before and after a round, you're shaking hands. Maybe you make a great putt. You high five your partner. At the end of the day, you owe them $20. I don't know if I want your cash, Doug. I mean, I do, but I don't know where you've been. So,
let me
little things
out.
like that on the golf course.
I want your cash. I don't give a damn. But I tell you what, I want your cash, but I wanted it not in my pocket. I wanted it in my
Venmo?
Cash App or my Venmo account.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like let's use technology to our advantage. That's my
Yes.
attitude. And even that you're using your technology, you got to make sure you're wiping your phone down too. Sorry, I got to say that.
No, that's a really good tip
People ain't wiping
because
their phones down,
phones
like,
are
it's
probably
disgusting.
the dirtiest thing that we ever have. You know, you put it to your face, you're touching this and that, going on your phone. Wipe your phone, please.
Funny that you mentioned the exchange of money, because one thing that I found very difficult in the rounds that I have had a chance to play is taking care of the outside staff. Like, it's been very difficult. I don't know if I give them. Do I put it in the jar? Do I put it in a cup? Do I hand
Right.
them cash? Do I want my clubs wiped down as the service provided by the club? I've been declining, but I've still been tipping. But just the act of getting cash is difficult. I have to go
Yeah.
to the ATM. Now I'm in a different scenario where I can touch some other things, blah, blah, blah. But,
Right.
So how's that been for you as it relates to the outside staffs? Because cash.
Yeah, I mean, even before Corona, cash is probably the dirtiest thing you could have that we deal with every day. I mean,
That
other than your
dirty
phone.
money.
But you never know, like, whose hands this cash has been in and what journey it's been on. And
fair.
so I've been avoiding cash at all cost. When it does come to the golf course, I do everything I can through Venmo or Cash App. And with the outside service, it's tough because I've had guys refuse to take my cash because they're not allowed to, or they just don't.
I wouldn't take your cash. I don't know where you've been, lady. Excuse me, miss. I don't know where you've been.
I'm clean. But I think that is a system that would hopefully get worked out through all of this because those guys do work hard.
But I also feel like this is a fantastic moment in time for people to transform how they do exchange cash to the Zells and the Cash Apps and the Venmos, because that is a really safe way. I don't have to touch nothing. It's in my account. It's gone. It's in there. I can see it. You can even send me a little emoji about how you lost your money. Like, this is, if there has ever been a time to download these apps or learn how to transfer these funds electronically, now is the time. And I say that because I want my money. When I do get out to play and I'm busting somebody's ass, I want my money.
We are not endorsing any of these apps.
We are not endorsing any of these apps. They haven't paid me to say none of this, but I do like money that when it shows up in those apps.
Right, because there's nothing worse than someone who doesn't pay their bet or they make up an excuse, I'll get you next time, I don't have cash on me. So now there's no excuse.
Or I got you this comp round, so like that makes our
Yeah.
bet null and void. No, it doesn't.
Right.
No.
No,
That
it's
make you
not,
got
it's
more
not
money to
the
spend.
same.
Like, you got more money to spend. I invite you out here. Like, anyway.
Not the same. So, okay. I've been playing quite a bit of golf during quarantine because, again, we're lucky in Arizona. We have our courses open through all of this. I have to say, one of my favorite parts about quarantine golf that has to do with sanitation and staying safe is I don't have to rake my bunkers.
Lazy.
You know, you're not supposed to touch the rakes. You're not supposed to touch the pin. I love that, and I would honestly not mind if it continued. I mean, if you're in a divot, if you're in a footprint, just place your ball, a little bit to the right, and you're straight.
To the right, to the right. See, I do like that, actually. The one thing that pisses me off, though, Shy, is the fact that I don't get the sand to replace my bunkers. I'm very big on course karma. For
Yeah.
some reason, I don't know where I got it from. I feel like if I fix my divot or replace my divot or fill it with sand, I'm going to get some good karma back on this course. I'm going to make a putt that I shouldn't have made, or I'm going to get a lip in instead of that lip out. So
Right.
I don't like the fact that I can't take care of the golf course.
Okay, that's understandable. I mean, you could use your little foot rake, kind of swipe your foot, and
Yeah, just do
Yeah.
the little wave, the little foot wave.
we've all been there. How's your experience been with just trying to stay safe while playing? I mean, touching the pin is, I think, awkward and uncomfortable
it's-
to avoid.
It's been super difficult because when you do have an actual group and you're playing in three or more people in the group, and you got like an 8-footer and everybody's hit wedges in there within like 20 feet, it's instinct to go grab the pin. It's just instinct to go grab that stick, take it out, but the thing about it now, it's like you feel like trash after you grab the stick and take it. It's like, oh shit, I didn't mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take the flag out, guys. Do you want me to leave it on the ground or put it back in or put it in I don't know what to do with this flag. Like, so, my favorite sound in the world is the ball going in the hole when it's like rattling around the bottom. So I haven't heard that sound in a long time, so it kind of sucks. But it's the new norm. it's the new norm. So still getting used to not taking the flag out.
Not quite the same with the little noodle in there. Not the same sound.
Stupid ass. I hate that damn thing. Like, that's one of the things I don't understand. Like, if you get your ball out of the hole, like, you still only use like your 2 fingers to grab the ball. Like, so how the hell am I really touching everything with this little ass noodle? I still got to reach down in there to get the ball.
Apparently, they've done their research, and
I like the little hook thing.
I do. I like that as well.
Where you just lift it out. No, that's dope.
Super handy. So, for you, Doug, how has it been with, these new rules of trying to stay safe, don't touch things? We've got rakes, we've got pins. For me, it's uncomfortable and it's awkward. It takes an adjustment, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One, it's hard to get used to the people looking at you crazy when you go grab the pin, right? You go to grab the stick, take it out, and people are looking at you like, no,
don't
stop,
touch it.
Put it, leave, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't touch it. And it's like, wait, what? Like, I've been touching this thing for 30 years. Like, nothing happened in 30 years. Like, it's a learned behavior now. It's like, I hate the concept, but it's muscle memory just to grab the pin and put it in the hole. And it's great. Like, just getting used to, like I said earlier, the new norm of leaving the sticks in. My favorite sound is the ball going in the hole, and I don't get to hear that 18 times or 36 times when I'm playing a 2-ball. So it's frustrating there's certain nuanced things that I love about the game that I really miss. I know you don't like raking the bunker, but there's something almost blissful about keeping the course intact, putting the sand back in the divots, etc. So I will say that I have gained the COVID-19, roughly.
Is that what they're calling it?
So that's what I'm calling this. This is COVID-19 right here in this belly. So I have enjoyed, walking. I play with my boy Jay. He's got these self-driving carts that follow you around.
I've seen those where you clip it on your belt and it follows you.
Yeah, you clip the little transmitter on your belt and you kind of just roll.
Those are awesome.
That's been super dope. It's been super dope because it actually encourages you to walk. And I haven't walked since I moved to Arizona.
Yeah,
it's hot.
It's too hot.
I've actually been like planning my golf around like the style of courses. Like, I'm not gonna go play a Wickenburg Ranch because that shit too far of a walk. But I will go play some of the mountain shadows and the orange trees, etc. Just to play courses that you can walk. Like Phoenix Country Club is a great course to go walk. Have you been walking? Or are you still rolling around? Four-wheeling it?
I'm definitely still rolling around in the golf cart.
So you riding around?
I wipe down my cart. I don't like walking. I just don't. I feel like I walk for a living.
Stop. Wait, that don't even make sense. You hike and you play professional golf where you do walk 100% of the time. So you don't like walking in golf, is what you say.
I do not. I will play the occasional late 9 holes and push my bag. But I don't like walking if it's not a tournament. For some reason, like just mentally, it just feels weird and it feels super, super slow. It just feels like slow golf, whereas I can just kind of scoot around the course real quick or with my playing partners and just, enjoy our round, especially if you're looking for balls right and left.
See, Shad, that's how I know you bougie.
You know what?
You just out here rolling around.
You got to be a little
staff bag on the cart.
You got to be a little bougie sometimes.
You gotta be with that push game. You know what I'm saying?
But I will say, I've brought out my college bag. I brought out my stand bag for the last little bit of quarantine golf. So I'm not that bougie.
So getting back on track, I do love giving Cheyenne a little shit every so often. But one thing we got to do as we're playing golf, and we're giving you guys tips and ways to get back in the game of golf safely, is you can't share. It's no longer a sharing thing. Don't share high fives. Don't share drinks. Don't share clubs. Don't try to touch my putter. Don't hit my driver. Don't let me drive and then you hop in the driver's seat and then you try to drive. That's BS. That is not birdies at all.
Yeah, definitely those little things that you don't realize, like sharing a tee or even using a tee that's sitting there on the tee box that someone left. Don't be so quick to pick it up, although that's what we're used to. But you definitely have to keep those little details in mind. And obviously, as you're passing the bathrooms on hole 6 and 9 and 15 or wherever they might be at your golf course, wash your hands as much as you can, because even when you are trying to be safe, you are still touching things you just don't realize you are. So
you can't be too safe. You can't be too safe. At all. Right? I mean, you might be a little ashy. That's going to happen. Your hands going to get a little dry.
You know all about that. Sorry.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I have to.
That's
you
so
set
wrong.
yourself up for it.
That's so wrong. It's not. It's my water intake.
I know. It's okay. It's the desert. It's the desert. Your skin is still adjusting.
You know I'm gonna let you have that one right
It's
now.
all right. We all.
Because I don't have a comeback.
It's okay. We all.
Cheyenne always so moisturized. Like, I can't make fun of her. Like, she always got this like glisten to her, like moisturized self. You know what? Forget you, Shy. I'm ashy and I'm happy. Maurice Allen and I are proud to be ashy.
Good.
Ashy
I love
is
that.
the new clean.
I love that.
Orange is the new black. Well, guess what? Ashy is the new
I
clean.
love that.
You know, and along those lines, Shy, just keep yourself, washed and cleaned and ashy. You can't touch I have a problem touching my face. I will twist my facial hairs, etc. I know it's weird, but I touch my face. Is what I do as like a nervous twitch or whatever. And I feel like now's the time to break those habits.
It's
you
hard.
can't, if you got a nervousness, you touch your face or play with your hair or whatever. Now's not the time to do it.
It's hard because even in you saying that, I'm like, oh, I don't ever touch my face. But, I'm always adjusting my hat and like pulling my hair in behind my ears and like wiping sweat off or little things like that you don't realize. You're wearing a hat, you've got stuff on your face, sunscreen, whatever the case may be, you're sweating. You're going to have the habit of touching your face, and you just have to be very, very aware of what you're doing.
You got to remind people, like, we're saying all this stuff so that you can have a good time, right? Like, it's so, wash your hands, don't be around people, like, don't answer your phone, don't lick your, nothing.
Lick what?
We're not saying all this shit so people can just, I know, right? I know, it's random. Just go with my thought.
I'm in.
We're not saying this so you can have a bad time. We're saying this so that you can be safe while enjoying the best game there is to play.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree.
It sounds so gloomy and doomy. Don't make sure you got your sanitizer and wash your hands and don't be around people and all these damn things that we've never had to worry about. We're only saying this in an effort so that you can be prepared and equipped to have the best golf experience while you're outside.
Yeah.
And so you can forget about this stuff during the round.
Right. And along those lines, I know this is a conversation that everyone's having right now, and you've probably heard some of these things before, but what I've noticed is that the more I hear it, the more it becomes second nature. And so if you can create those positive habits, those clean habits, that's what we want. Like, you might have heard, bring your sanitizer 20 times, but it's going to feel like second nature to you the more you hear it. And for me, it is now. If I leave the house without my mask, I feel like I'm breaking the law. Like, I feel like I'm missing something.
All right, so let's get technical for this week in the Corona era. We're going to talk about the 9 social distance guidelines that you can use and follow to play your best golf and be safe on the golf course. So the PGA of America put out this social distancing guideline for getting back to golf in partnership with the USGA, the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America, and PGA Tour, etc. And Cheyenne and I want to go through this with you so that you are prepared and ready to get back to golf in your best way possible. Number 1, always stay 6 feet apart.
2, stay home if you're not feeling well.
Number 3, avoid large gatherings on the first tee in the driving range before and after your rounds.
Number 4, if in doubt, do not touch it.
5, always mark your ball clearly.
And 6, wear a facial covering when taking a lesson.
Avoid handshakes and high fives. Number 7.
8, respect the game and everyone involved.
And number 9, remember to wash your hands before, during, and after playing.
And that's all you have to do. That's it.
Post-corona, they're going to put all this shit in the rule book from the USGA, and it's going to have like a COVID-19 like social distancing rule book. And it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
You're going to get a 2-stroke penalty for not washing your hands at the restroom or the comfort station on number 8.
So hopefully you guys are all out there enjoying the game of golf and doing it safely. I hope these guidelines can help you a little bit. You can listen to us. You can choose not to listen to us, but you definitely should probably listen to the CDC because they know what they're talking about. But this was, what we had to give you, so I hope you enjoyed it.
We want to be your front door. So we know that you listening or downloading the episodes and liking us on Instagram. We appreciate that. But tell your friends about us. Go out and let's grow the game together. We want to be the front door to those people that you're bringing into the game of golf in a no BS fashion. We're going to give it to you straight and all the way real. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Birdies Not BS, birdiesnotbs.com. Tell your peoples about us. Catch y'all next week.